Welcome to my channel for Mixed Media Mayhem. Today our prompts are ombre color on the half page, texture paste, and splatters, and I'm also using my counterfeit kit challenge. And we're going to get started here right away. So I picked out this photo that my children did of themselves and probably didn't ever want me to scrapbook because they were just playing. And I'm going to scrapbook it today. It has got that very 90s feel, so I'm going to lean into that with those neon colors. And so I'm going to cut down this watercolor paper to 12 by 12 because I am going to use splatters and texture paste and inking and stuff, so it'll hold up better. And then I'm just marking the center because that ombre color is supposed to be on only half of it. And I'm going to pull out all of my colors that kind of match with this. So the blues and the greens is where I went with it. And I'm going to use this Spellbinders Stencil of the month for March. It's called Dynamic Backgrounds, and I'm going to play with this one because, I don't know, it just kind of gave me that 90s kind of funky feel. So, and then I am going to lean into the colors in the photo because, oh, why not? So, these are mostly colors that I had out from my counterfeit kit for April, so it works out really well. And then I also wanted to play with this background stencil that I just got, so I haven't even had it a week, so it takes a while for this stuff to come in for me, but that's okay. I get to play with it. So I'm going to start with this darker blue, and I'm just going to move the dark blue up. I thought maybe of the prize ribbon. I think that was prize ribbon, but I decided no, I'm just going to stick with my color theory ones because I have them and why not. And so this one is Ice Ice Baby, I think. The other one is, I don't know, it's a navy, but, and so there we go. And then I'm just gonna move it up and line it up, which seems a little awkward, but it is what it is. And I was like, nope, not that one, green. So I'm gonna do the green here. And I wasn't too worried about the green and the blue on the stencil because I do want it to mix a bit anyway. And then the brighter green there, I'm just going to put this last one lined up at the top so it has some bright green just going off the edge, because otherwise I've been a little awkward. I'm not quite over enough for that center line, so I'm just going to come in and sneak in that stencil bit in the center, and I go a little further than I needed to there, but oh well. Most of that's going to get hidden for where it's not too long, so not a big deal. And now getting into that blue, and I didn't want it to smear on that bottom part, so I'm just going to wipe the green off and then get some more of that blue on that bottom part. Trying to pay attention to, I only need 3 of them. So did a good job there for the most part. And that one a lot darker on the bottom. And then there is this other piece that goes in between. So the ones in between are going to be a little bit lighter than these darker ones because I wanted them to kind of fade with the blue. So it's kind of like a blue ombre. But then I also wanted that blue to fade into the green in this part here. So I'm going to do these ones first, so I don't have to think about the green on my stencil. And man, that was like giving my head some thinking parts. And then here I'm going to do half of these in the blue, just lining them up. And then I'm going to go over with the green. And so this actually blends really nicely, and I like it. So, and I don't think I have to go any further than that for that one, just because of where my photo is. And then get the greens on here. It's a little fun to line up, but and this is going to sit about here. So I do need just a touch more there to make that work. And I'm really liking that so far, and I decided I'm going to add a little bit of the blue on the bottom too, just because it looks like it's hanging out there. And I went over, like extended off on the top, so I'm going to do that as well. There was a little bit of a line here, so I just smeared it out a little bit. And then I decided to use my water, and I'm going to use some packaging underneath, kind of make a shelf here. This is not my splattering, just as a heads up, but and then some more because I don't want to waste the ink. And there was quite a bit of ink on there, and I like the way it looks. It just gives just a hint of a shelf. A lot of it's going to get covered up, so. And then I was debating on putting the texture paste in between all of this color, but I don't want to play with getting it all lined up, and I decided that it'd be kind of cool to play on the texture. So the color adds some texture on the left side, and then my texture paste is going to give some tone on tone color on the right side. So I'm almost done this one, but this one I've had forever. I don't even know which brand or anything, because that packaging has been gone for a long time, like years and years. So I was using my Ranger squeegee, and I use this for a little bit. I'm going to speed this part of the process up quite a bit here right away because it's a similar thing, just using the texture paste instead of the color now. So here we go faster. And this does require some heat in between so that it doesn't smudge too much. So I did the top and then the bottom, and then I can line up the bottom again and get some more of this in. I know I don't have to come all the way in on that middle part because my picture is going to be there, so I'm not too worried about that. And then just check in, and went and washed that one, and then I'm going to heat set this a little bit more, and then I'm going to come back and do the in-betweens. Because if I did it right away, then it would have smudged it everywhere, and that would have kind of sucked. So this part with the texture paste probably took me the bulk of my layout to do. It doesn't look like that because I've sped it up a lot, but it's just the drying, and so I don't show you all of the drying time either with my heat gun, and it's just getting this smeared in, lined up, heat set again, so it's not going to smudge a whole bunch when I go put the last bit in. And being strategic on where it goes at both points, so I can continue without smudging more than just sitting and waiting. So, and then it needs a little bit on this edge, and it does like stick and make it a little goopy because I didn't. So I'm going to smear this edge because I don't want to fight with that last little bit, but I still want it to have some texture there, and then just a little bit on the bottom here. I'm going to clean up, and then I'm going to matte my photos. So I pulled out this fluorescent green that matches the fluorescent green in the picture because I'm totally leaning into it some more. And so I did pull out the black, and I am going to, I'm looking at it, and I do want a blue. So I went and grabbed a blue that's a similar color to what my youngest is wearing. She wasn't actually in blue. I think this shirt is actually a lime green color in real life. I think it was the lime one. It might have been, no, it was a white poofy one, looking at where the button is and stuff. But she loved these white fuzzy, well, fuzzy shirts. So it gives some fun texture in that picture too. And then I realized my photo wasn't actually 5x7. It was a bit bigger than that. So I cut this down to 5x7, and the blue is 5 2/16 by 7 2/16. And then on this green one, I'm going to add 2 more 16ths. So it's about 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. And then the black is going to be 1/4 inch bigger than that last one. And so I just count the ticks and cut it. So I don't know. I could do the math and actually look at it, but I don't want to. So that's how I did it. And then I was looking for my tape, which is up the top right corner. I didn't know where it was. And I have this old dollar store one that you can see is not working so well. So I didn't make you watch it. It still sticks. It just doesn't come out very nice. But whatever. Use it up. I couldn't, for the life of me, I couldn't see my tape. So I'm gonna use my glue and put this up on some foam, because why not? And then I'm gonna use my T-square here in a second. It looks pretty square to me, but I'm like, meh, where's my T-square? It is right there. And just double check. And actually, I did pretty good. Sometimes I can eyeball that and make it work, and sometimes I don't work very well on it. So I'm going to add this Stay Rad, and it's actually in like a hunter-ish green, which is the same color around the tops of their heads. And then this is Coolest Kid Ever, and we're going to pretend it says kids because there's 2 of them, but I thought that worked with the 90s feel of the photo. And then I thought, I was looking in this one, and there's nothing in that one from Hip Kit Club that I wanted. And then I'm not entirely sure what I want to do next. So I'm going to do my splatters. And so this one is a Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. This one is a Vibes. And I just popped these all up in a new tray that I have. So I pulled out all the colors that work with my counterfeit kit for my sprays, so I can just grab the ones that actually match. Because I was thinking today for this week or this month, whatever it is that we're doing. And then so I pulled out these stars, and they're from a Christmas kit, but I'm going to use it on here because why wouldn't you? There's only one green left, and there's these navies. I think there might be one other navy on there. I use up all the navies to begin with. And then I am going to go back to that page for the purple, because that coolest kid ever, the kid is in purple, and I'm not too concerned about it right now. But looking through some of this other stuff, I do find something else that has purple on it that has to be on here because it just works. So it's in this Hip Kit Club ephemera, and I looked on the back and I could see it. I'm like, okay, where is it? This is what I'm looking for. It's a ghetto blaster, which my kids would never call it a ghetto blaster. They'd be like, Mom, it's just a stereo. Like, what? But the ghetto goes on. I don't know why. It works, whatever. And then in this, I think this is Heidi Swap. I think it Chase the Sun looks like. And so then there's this rainbow. And so the counterfeit kit we're based on this month is a Tracy Reed. And if you know Tracy Reed stuff, she has the cutest rainbows, and these are similar, so I'm going to use it. And so it's just going to sneak underneath the star, and it says enjoy now. And it's clear sticker. And I'm going to like change it a little bit. There's like a splatter that made it so it was hard to read the enjoy, so I'm just moving it over. And then there's a couple of hearts. So I can put one on the picture to start with. It's going to get moved. And then one down here. And yes, I know my page is upside down, but it doesn't matter. That's how I'm working on it right now, so I might as well leave it there. And just double checking there was nothing else in this one. And that Be Happy that's on the left side is eventually going to end up on my page, but not until after I decide I'm done. And then I come back and I'm like, hey, this Be Happy would work really well. So you'll see that in my close-ups, but the ghetto with the stereo is up on foam dots. There's still nothing on this one, but And now I decide that, yep, I do need the purple. So I'm going to pull some of the purple stars off of this sheet, which I'm getting pretty close to having all these stars done. So one there, this one's going to go off the top. I'm going to sneak another one in underneath here. I'm going to move the heart, and now I'm going to move this heart. I thought there, but I didn't like it there, so it's going to go down here by the stereo. And then another purple one that's going to go on. Oh, not yet. It is going to go on, but I cut that one off and put it on this side of the heart. I just didn't like the balance that was going on in that upper corner yet. And then the blue one is going to move a little bit up. And then this purple one that I just put down is going to come to the right side, right there, finally. And this blue one I thought I'd move up just a touch. And then when I do put on that Be Happy rainbow, the green one's going to move a little bit over, and then that Be Happy is going to go right over top of the photo, and I like that more. And so you'll see that in the close-ups. But I'm just going to add some enamel dots in blue and green in all sorts of places. And then we're almost done here. And then here's the close-up before I switch the Be Happy. And then right away here, you'll see the Be Happy in my still shots. So that's how it looks now, which I really like. And that's the bottom corner. There'll be a couple other close-ups so you can see some of the texture. And here's the whole thing. Thank you so much for watching today. There are some other ladies that are playing along, so make sure you go look at their stuff. And there's some other subscribe videos, that kind of stuff here. And have yourself a great day.